Howdy, Rambling Crew. This is George Phillips Rambler, and Lagoon just opened up today some adult-only social clubs inside the park, complete with cocktails, air conditioning, fancy lounges, and absolutely no children allowed. Now, honestly, this may be more shocking than what happened a few weeks ago of the opening of the new Nutcracker. That throws people up in the air. Yeah. Today we're going to get an exclusive first look inside both the brand new 21 plus clubs, the Flirty Birdie and the Carousel Club. We're going to see if these are actually worth your money, or if Lagoon built a fancier place for those Utah adults to hide from the screaming teenagers. So grab your drink and buckle up, Rambling Crew, because we're heading in, and we'd love to have you come join us. Wow, it's really crowded today, and we're checking out the new club, Carousel Club and the Flirty Birdie, right here at Lagoon. Now these adult clubs, well, they opened up today, but people like me have been curious for over a year about what's going upstairs above the Carousel Candy and the Peacock Parlour since their grand opening last year in 2025. Yeah, curious minds want to know, and now we do. To get in, you head straight to the atrium. That's an area right between the Carousel Candy and the Peacock Parlour. Staff's going to check your ID at the door because this is strictly 21 and over. That means no kids, no teenagers, just adults trying to survive the summer heat in peace. That already sounds magical. So there is a cover charge here, $10 for one person, $15 for two people, which honestly in 2026 money, yeah, that's cheaper than a quick snack at the beer garden. And that's not so terrible. Once you pay, you can move freely between both clubs all day long. 2 bars, 2 completely different vibes, and only 1 cover charge. That basically is amusement park version of split personalities. Now there's one big downfall. Once you leave the atrium, you can't re-enter into the social clubs without paying again. No re-entry. So once you leave, you have to repay to get back in. Maybe they should have a stamp. Maybe. So you need to think about this a little bit. Before you even begin, you're into it, either $7.50 if 2 of us go in, or $10 a piece. So if you can get in a mocktail for $11, you have $21 bill just before you get a drink. So heading up to one of the social lounges or social clubs, you can't bring any cups up there. So if you do have one of the Lagoon cups, you have to kind of set it aside. So yeah, let's go put this away. All right, Rambling Crew, we're gonna make it upstairs sooner or later, and we're taking the elevator. And first up, we're heading over to the more classic side of these new social clubs, the Carousel Club. Oh wow, this doesn't feel like an amusement park. This feels like I accidentally walked into a 1920s private library of some rich dude who might be discussing some horse racing or drink some very expensive bourbon. The Carousel Club has a totally different atmosphere than what you expect walking around Lagoon outside. Dark green walls, warm lighting, chandeliers, and rows of real books. If you feel like reading, this might be the place. And for some reason, this feels so classy, I suddenly want to speak in a quieter voice. If Sherlock Holmes opened up a cocktail place in an amusement park, hey, this would be it. The whole room is themed around carousel horses, as shown in this beautiful stained glass window over here. And everywhere you look, there's horse artwork, vintage decor, and cozy seating. Now if this becomes your go-to place after riding the cannonball to recover emotionally, well, I feel like if I order a soda here, I'm gonna be judged. So I'm pretty sure this room automatically raises your credit score. So in this case, we decide to try out the daily mocktail here at the Carousel Club Bar. And today's special is a blackberry spritzer. Now this was kind of refreshing. What I could tell, this was made by fresh muddled blackberries, a little bit of sweetener, lemon or lime juice, then topped off with some bubbly Sprite. Basically, it tastes like summer vacation in a fancy glass. As good as it is relaxing here in the Carousel Club, it's time to head over across the hallway to check out the completely opposite vibe. And Rambling Crew, the second we walk into the Flirty Birdie, it feels like we entered into a different universe. The Carousel Club says, sit down, relax. The Flirty Birdie says, absolutely not. This place is bright, colorful, retro, and full of personality. Now let me tell you, This place looks like a flamingo opened up a nightclub with pink couches, retro lighting, and a great deck that looks over the roller coaster. In the centerpiece of this whole club is a gorgeous stained glass peacock window with a little bit of wink in its eye, which honestly explains the name perfectly because this room absolutely has attitude. After taking it all in for a minute, we sat down at the Flirty Birdie bar and ordered their mocktail of the day. That was going to be a cucumber spritz, and of course we wanted a bite to eat, so we also got some teriyaki meatball skewers. So the Flirty Birdie mocktail of the day is a cucumber mint spritz. Choose a Sprite. Let's give it a try. Has a heavy taste of cucumber. I wonder why. Cucumber spritz, tastes like cucumber. Hey, that's magical. Well, how about those teriyaki meatball skewers? Actually, they're pretty good. Teriyaki-ish. Sweet savory glaze, tender meatballs, and certainly a tasty snack food while hanging here upstairs in the air conditioning. What else could you ask for? These are very tasty, kind of teriyaki-ish. And let me tell you, I probably would buy these again, though they were $17. But what do you expect at an amusement park? After hanging upstairs for a while, we figured why stop here? Because believe it or not, these new social clubs aren't the only places inside Lagoon Amusement Park where an adult can grab a drink. It's time for a real drink. Dr. Pepper. Wait, don't have Dr. Pepper here, it's Mr. Pibb. Oh. So we headed back into the park to check out Lagoon's other adult beverage spots. Though I favor the non-alcoholic drinks, and of course Mr. Pibb sold here, let's check out the other two places that, well, are available to others. And first up is the Beer Garden restaurant, one of my favorite places to eat. Now this place has actually been around since 2019 and was Lagoon's big return to serving alcohol inside the park. The Beer Garden has 20 craft beers on tap, including a bunch of local favorites like Wasatch, Uinta, Squatters, and Roosters. So if you're more of a beer person than a cocktail lounge person, this is probably your stop. So if your idea of relaxing sitting around with a cold craft drink while the Nutcracker swings above your head, this is definitely your spot. Now I think there's something hilarious about hearing people scream their lungs out on the Nutcracker while casually sipping down an IPA. Now there is a caveat here. You can't bring food or alcohol in, and you certainly can't bring any alcohol out of these areas. Now after leaving the Beer Garden, we headed over to one of the coolest theme areas of the park, the District, and this whole area is really unique. The District is a steampunk themed, family-friendly section of Lagoon built on the former site of the old log flume ride. So you got gears, metalwork, industrial style rides, and it's really cool retro futuristic atmosphere. Honestly, it feels something like a mix between the old western town with a Jules Verne novel. Saloon girls, yeah! Just right outside the District is the Snake Bite Saloon. The Snake Bite Saloon has this old-time saloon feel mix with a steampunk theme. Yeah, making it one of the most interesting places to stop and relax in the park. Families can grab a snack and drink while taking a break from the rides. Now dealing with the theme of this video, they also serve canned beers and other alcoholic beverages for adults. But they also serve some non-alcoholic drinks, such as ices and the famous Snake Bite Freeze, which basically is an icy piled with gummy snakes. Now you can see, Lagoon now really has a little bit of everything. The classic lounges upstairs with air conditioning and away from the noise of the park, crafted beer at the Beer Garden next to the Nutcracker, and a family place with steampunk saloon vibes at Snake Bite. That means adults have plenty of places to cool off while the kids burn off their energy. And these two new social clubs, just brings another layer to Lagoon. It just didn't seem like there was a lot of people there today for being opening day. I thought it was going to be kind of crowded, but I didn't get the advertisement for it till last night in an email, so maybe as the word gets along, more people will show up. Between the two of them, I like the Carousel Club more. The inside wasn't extremely large, as you can see. A few tables here and there, So it really isn't really made for a lot of people. It would be too crowded, but for today it was fine. There was 6 to 8 people up there, and it seemed to be enough room for us to have a few drinks. Well, it sure has been fun here at Lagoon, going to the new social club. I appreciate everybody for joining us today. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell and give me 2 thumbs up, because this is George for this Rambler, ready to head home, signing off.